What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday to everybody who was actively trading. It was a pretty easy day. Right out the jump, you were able to get in some pretty clean trades and hold them throughout most of the day. So let's get right into it. Going back to the video I posted 2 days ago, I mentioned we would have the potential sell opportunity once we came into this buy side liquidity, which let's go ahead and zoom out. We have that buy side liquidity lined up here. We had mentioned from the sell side liquidity had been swept. We were looking for a move into buy side liquidity. That move did come overnight, and you had a pretty clean short right into the open. Paid pretty well. I took a couple names. SPY paid very well. It was over 500%. GS paid over 200%. AVGO paid over 300%. So depending what you chose to take, they were pretty clean setups for the most part. This is a GS chart, this is an AVGO chart, but both, pretty straightforward, pretty clean trades. So one thing I want to focus on going into the rest of the week on SPY. So first things first, I want to mention a couple levels I have on here. We have the point of control, which is going to be 630.38. And for now, the 786, which is at 636.72. is going to be your resistance. So I don't expect to be doing too much trading into tomorrow unless we manage to break below 633. So game plan for tomorrow, if we breach under 633, I will look for a move down into the 0.5, which is again the point of control. If that point of control is lost, then I'm going to go ahead and target this sell gap into the 786 at 624.04. Which is essentially, last Friday's lows. So again, going into tomorrow, 633 is going to be your level to watch into pre-market. If we are below it, I will target a move into 630.38. And then if we manage to lose that level, ideally go back into the 786. And then after we close that gap, see if we could get some continuation down to the downside. If we open above 633, for the most part, I'm not going to be looking to trade tomorrow. Maybe they'll come retest the 786 and potentially even break out above that. But I am not interested in any trades above 633. I'm focused on the downside. And if we do get a move under 633, again, I'll be targeting 630.38, which is your point of control. If this point of control is lost, then that's when you can get some nice continuation to the downside. And I will be looking to play that. But again, if we are above 633, we can push into 786 or even higher, which I am not interested in myself. So kind of just want to see what the futures do after hours, if we're able to hold these levels and push higher or get a break below and retest the lower levels from last week. One thing I do want to point out is when you compare it to the UVXY chart. Let's zoom out. So one thing I want to make clear is you can't see the gaps as well on UVXY, but it did have a small gap and it's still there into these highs, right? Which is, let's get a little, this is fine. That's fine. So, okay, we are currently here. Blue chart is going to be SPY, purple and orange is UVXY. So again, there is a sell gap to the downside on SPY, and we had a gap on UVXY to the downside, which we just filled, and now we have a couple wicks to the upside. We have this wick right here, we have another wick over here. So ideally you have liquidity to the upside on UVXY, which we've mentioned, and we do have a couple longs via stock, swings on calls, etc. It's your choice what you decide to take, but I have mentioned playing UVXY and success. So here's the setup. We set up the floor. You have some type of inverse head and shoulders. If we manage to break out from this zone, again, your first target is going to be your previous week high on UVXY. And then after that, you have a wick even higher. So let's zoom out just so this lines up. Let's see if I can get it to line up. There you go. So again, first move on UVXY is going to be into like 16.5. And then after that, we're going to be targeting 18.68, which are the moves we just had not too long ago. And then obviously you have much higher targets on UVXY and much lower targets on SPY. But so far so good, things have been lining up. If you took you know, the short from last week or the buys, or there's been a lot of clean setups, if I'm being honest. So if you've been watching the videos and you understand how to read a chart, you're capable of trading, you've been doing pretty well. So I've gotten a bit of DMs from a few people that, you know, crushed it today, last week, etc. So hopefully that's been the case for the majority of you guys. And if you don't really know what to do with the videos I'm posting, just go ahead and you know, shoot me a comment, DM, etc. And I'll be more than welcome to help you guys out. Hope you guys stay blessed. Enjoy the rest of your night, and good luck tomorrow. Let's see what we get.